There's a certain showmanship, if you will, as teenagers who can just sit down and knock off a little riff. It has that power to play what they hear, to express a riff, or in the literature. To be able to just knock off a coda without thinking or worrying, there's a power in that. So with technique being so powerful, we have to remember we have to develop the student's technique. And that's a lot more than saying practice a lot or practice slowly or lift your fingers high. We really need a curriculum for developing that power of technique. I was listening in on our daughter Vivian's algebra tutoring the other day. And the tutor was saying, now for this equation, what we do is we take our x minus y times the x plus 3, and this is what we do. We multiply this and do this and this and this. You got it? And Vivian said, yeah, okay. All right, now let's go on to this. And I was thinking, what if we did that with music? Today we're going to learn the B flat scale. It has a B flat and E flat, and after you find the black key, then go to your thumb. Got it? Yep. Good. Now let's talk about Baroque performance practice. That be easy. So there's something going on here that differentiates our music instruction from other learning. And I'd like to suggest that what this is the differentiation of two types of knowledge acquisition, or two types of learning, if you will. We have conceptual learning. Certainly in that math, we're looking at concepts. But in music, we get concepts and skills. And notice I didn't say or, it's concepts and skills, because we certainly have our theory concepts. We nurture performance practice and sensibilities that lead to good and appropriate expressivity. But there's no doubt about it that it's a skill base that we're doing. It's demonstrable. So let's break this down a little bit. What's going on in the mind as we learn concepts? That's in contrast to skills. We might say that conceptual learning deals with the process of cognition. There's the comparing and matching, finding similarities and differences. All those elements of pattern recognition that we so often talk about. I like to stress that visual pattern recognition, but more importantly, auditory pattern recognition, and then there's kinesthetic pattern recognition. So those are the conceptual learning. But on the skills end, it's motor routines. And motor, of course, is dealing with the neurology of the firing of the neurons to the muscles. It's not about muscle building, remember. We're not into muscles here, but we're into the neurology. We're actually in the central nervous system, in the brain, right in here, we've got these little piano areas, or piano brains, or finger brains. And it can create a lot of brain space there as we train and develop these motor routines.